Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how we can use what if analysis to do some simulation around formulas. Let's first create a formula first. So the formula would be how we can calculate the amount using simple interest rate. So the formula is principal plus principal multiplied by interest rate multiplied by time period divided by 100. You can use any formula. I'm using this simple formula that is easy to comprehend, but any formula is fine. So let's put some input values. So the principal, let's say we enter 1000, interest rate 10, the time period 2. So now we can see the amount is 1200 for these input values. Now let's say you want to play around with like the interest rate and time period. Let's say we want to see what would be the amount if the interest rate is 15. So now the amount is 1300. Now if you want to change the time period to, let's say, 3, the amount would be 1450. So we can play around with the interest rate and time period manually and see like how the amount varies. But let's say like the interest rate, we have like to check for like 10 different interest rate and we have to check for 10 different time period. In that case, like the number of combination would be 100. So that can be very tedious to do manually. So in order to solve for that, what we can use is what if analysis. So the what if analysis is in the data tab. It's in this forecast region and there are like three options: the scenario manager, goal seek, and data table. We are going to use data table for our simulation. So in order to do that, what you need to do is first create a reference of the formula. So I will create it like this. You can manually type in this particular entire formula as well, but since I already typed in, I'm just creating a reference like this. After that, you need to enter all the ranges. So let's say I'm creating the ranges of my interest rate in column E. So let's say I'm starting from 3 and then with increment of 0.5. So let's say 3.4, and I can create n number of ranges. So let's see how many are there. Yep. So and that is fine. Now let's say I want to create the time period for 5 years. So 2 and so this order doesn't matter. Like you can put ranges in row 2 and the time period in column E as well, so it doesn't matter. But for my video, like I'm just creating it like this. After that, you just select the entire section and then go to data analysis and click on data table. So now this wizard comes up, like which asks you two things, like one is like the row input cell and the other is like the column input cell. So the row input cell is like what's in the row, right? Like in our row we have like the time period, and in the column input cell, what we have in the column, it's the interest rate. So and it asks for like the input cell. So what you need to enter here is the cell that the formula is referring to. So in our case, the row input cell is referring to time period and the cell is this one, B4. And in our column input cell, it is the rate, the interest rate, and the cell that our formula is referring is B3. And after that, you just click OK and boom, like you get the entire simulation. So these are like all the simulated value for this particular ranges of data. So you can also change it here as well, like instead of like 5 years, you can make it a 6. It will automatically update this data. So also one thing, like this is just a reference, so sometimes it may be confusing what this number is. So you can just hide it, you can just color it like, yeah, you can hide it like that. But the simulations are these highlighted cells. So You can also change the formula like in case like you want from like the simple interest, like you want to make it as like a compound interest, you can do that. Here you can see I changed the formula. I already had the formula. I just pasted it here and you can see like it automatically updated the entire calculation. So this is very powerful. You can try it with your own formula and different ranges for that particular formula, but this is very useful and this makes the calculations very fast, so you don't have to like manually do the simulation for 100 different data in case, or in our case it's only 50. So try it out and see how it works for you, and if you like the video, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Have a good day.